What's going on, guys? Hope you are having a great day out there, guys. This is a little follow-up video on, obviously, the Traxxas XMAXX. Guys, fun truck. Love taking this thing out. It's always a great time. Now, on a recent post that I had put up on my community posts, I put up a picture of a bunch of busted stuff and parts and bags and stuff in the XMAXX after the skate park carnage. Now, the picture was to just show we had some breakages, you know, out bashing the trucks. Doesn't matter if it's a Traxxas, or an Arma, or Techno, or Losi, or an Everest, or an Axial Rift. Guys, it doesn't matter what car it is or what broke. The point was, we're out there having some fun. You know, I want to clear this up real quickly here. I am not an Arma fanboy. I'm not a Traxxas fanboy. I'm not an any fanboy. I am an RC fanboy. I enjoy beating on and running and having fun with any of the cars. Doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter which model. They're all fun, they're all out there. Lots of things come into play when you're beating on the cars, especially the cold weather. You know, when the wintertime comes, things are going to break. Things break a lot easier. You modify them, you make them faster, you make them jump higher, things are going to break more. So, we're going to cover a few things in this video real quick and go over a couple things. But if you guys are interested, stay tuned. Alrighty, well, first thing we're going to go over here is just what all did break on the XMAXX at the skate park vid. The first video I put up, as you guys seen, you know, I covered a few things. And as I started tearing the truck apart to replace what I thought was broken, I kept uncovering more and more things. First thing I knew was broken was the cush drive and that input shaft for the spur gear. It was bent and that stripped off of there. I knew I broke one of the front shock towers, the one that always breaks, that I covered in that one. And then as I started tearing it apart to replace the cush drive, I started finding more and more things. Next thing I found was the rear bulkhead was busted. Now, it didn't break, but it ripped the two screws out that cover the bearings and the gear for the cush drive. So that wouldn't tighten up anymore, so I had to replace the rear bulkhead. As I was tearing apart the rear bulkhead, I realized the whole center chassis snapped. The one side cover is supposed to look like that, obviously, and it sheared off. So I was like, all right, well, now I got to change the center chassis out. As I was tearing the center chassis out, I uncovered that the front bulkhead was also broken. Now, what broke on the bulkhead? Now, it wasn't like one of the ears or anything else like that. As you can see, it was part of the steering. Now, in that first video, I said about the steering link broken. Now, this link here for the passenger side was snapped off. And as I went to change that is when I uncovered this, that it actually sheared right off of the chassis. Now, so I changed out, obviously, the front bulkhead at that point. As I was doing that, I uncovered that the whole center piece here, it had sheared off and ripped the threads out of that. And in the midst of changing the front bulkhead is when I found out that the front upper bulkhead was also busted. It snapped this piece off. The other piece of it's in my trash can and I can't find it. A couple bits and pieces. I also had one of the rear shock towers busted. It was an identical to this, but it was for the rear. It had also broken, so I changed that out. Now, as you can see, I have pretty much replaced 80% of the car. Now, in all these parts, with changing a few things out, a whole new drive system, the new cush drive, I replaced the whole entire thing, all the plastic pieces and all that stuff out, and a few other little things, and I'll show you on the car here real quick what else I replaced. It wasn't 100% necessary, but I did anyway. Sorry. Batteries are charging up, getting ready to head up to the indoor park finally with the Techno ET48. So we're going to go have some fun with that thing. But anyway, so obviously you can see, got a new chassis, a new center cover for the center drive shaft. While I had it apart, I replaced the front and rear skids on it. Also replaced the A-arm that busted. And a few other miscellaneous things. But all told, the damage was around $180 for all of the parts and everything that I replaced on this thing. To get it back up and running to 100%, it took me about, I don't know, 3 hours or so kind of tinkering down here and getting everything all changed out and replaced, but everything is all in good shape again, and I'll go ahead and show you the inside of the truck now. Alrighty. Well, also guys, if I sound a little different, it's because I did wake up this morning with a cold, unfortunately, so voice is a little messed up, but anyway, the other stuff we got changed out under here was the whole steering link setup, the servo saver, and the plate that holds and retains all that stuff. I also got that thing changed out. I have now got the shocks put back together. Like I said, I'm running the 1.4 millimeter. As far as what we were drilling the M2C pistons out to with these little piston drill kits, because we were testing a few different sizes, but they are at the 1.4 now, and it feels just a lot better, especially for those heavier landings. But we got all the electronics, everything fitted back up in here, everything fit up, again, really nicely with everything being straight and new, which was great. We're running the 30-50 gearing on this thing, and it's been fun. I'm really enjoying the truck with the current setup now. Now, guys, one thing we're going to cover here is, a lot of people on that community post were immediately going after that it's this center brace. You don't need that. You just need the center drive shaft support. Well, guess what, guys? I tried 3 different styles of center drive shaft. I tried the split piece, I tried the 2 split piece, I tried the one with the bearing carrier with the 2 bearings, and I was bending the drive shafts left and right. The truck is fine for smaller jumps. 20, 30-foot jumps, it can relatively take all of that without bending the drive shaft. You start going above that, the truck has too much flex, and you start bending the drive shafts. Now, I know that's what this truck, way it was kind of designed, was to flex. I understand that. However, what I want to do with the truck exceeds what the truck is really capable of. It flexes too much. You end up bending the center drive shafts all the time and breaking stuff. And I'm not the only one. There are lots of other guys out there that are running these things stock or modified, that as soon as you get these things running past their stock form, especially electronics, because when you start upgrading the electronics, you start getting further distances and bigger heights, and that's when you start breaking a lot of stuff. In their stock form, yeah, these things can't really destroy themselves. It's harder to, because they just can't get the height and the distances, to really implode themselves. Now, I love the truck. Guys, I want to make that very clear. I am not bashing the truck. I am not bashing Traxxas about this. I enjoy the truck. I wouldn't own one or have just put all the time and work into putting this thing back together if I didn't like the truck. I wanted to modify this and make this how I want it to be. Just because what I'm doing you don't agree with doesn't make it wrong. And that's a huge problem in the entire world right now. Everybody seems to think because they don't agree with it that it's wrong. Well, guess what, guys? I'm here to tell you that's not true. You can make these things however you want, and just because somebody else doesn't like it doesn't mean it's not right. Guys on there putting aluminum A-arms on these things and making tire aluminum chassis out of these things in different cars. Would I put aluminum A-arms on an XMAXX? No, I wouldn't. But lots of people do. Doesn't make it wrong. They want to make it how they want to make their car and enjoy the hobby how they want to enjoy it. And that's what it's all about. It's not about doing what one person thinks is right. Go out there, just enjoy yourself, have fun, make the car yours, beat on it how you want to beat on it, or don't beat on it. You know what? You want to just drive the thing around on the pavement and rip around in the streets? Knock yourself out. If that's how you enjoy it, great. I'm not here to make any brand or any style bashing right or wrong. I'm here to have fun, and that's why I started this channel, was to simply, show everybody my side of how I enjoy the hobby and just having fun. I'm not here to argue about brands or different models or how to bash or how not to bash or how to modify your car or how not to. It's just, it's a stupid subject, and I want no part in it. So if anybody's on here that, wants to be a massive fanboy of one brand and sit there and bash somebody else for how they have their car or what brand they have, you could take that somewhere else, honestly, because I have no interest in that, guys. I just want to enjoy the hobby. I want to enjoy the hobby how I want to enjoy it, and that's about it. So that part is over. Sorry for the long rant, but Had to get that off my chest. All right, everyone. Well, also, I wanted to show you real quickly what exactly the hub extensions were that M2C that we were testing down there at the skate park. They're not just like an extension hub. They are a whole new hub, which you can see there gives you the extra 15 millimeters of this, of spacing on either side, so you gain a total of 30. With both of them. And guys, these will be considerably cheaper than the XMAXX wide kit. From what I'm being told, they're going to be somewhere, don't hold me to this price, but somewhere around the $120 range, maybe a little bit more. But it still will be a bit cheaper than the $200 that the Wide Max kit wants. And it's a great aluminum upgrade. And the A-arms, when you're breaking A-arms, you're not extending the A-arms and snapping those. We'll continue to test these things and see how they hold up and how they work. But so far, with the drop off that vert wall down at the skate park, one of these things didn't break or bend. I feel is a pretty good illustration on how tough they are. And I think they're going to hold up great. And I was really happy with them. Broke some stuff in the car, but guys, that's part of the bashing. That's part of launching these things. I know, when I went down there and set it off that vert wall, I already expected stuff was going to break. I was down there having fun and enjoying myself, and that's what the hobby is about. Doesn't matter what you do, whether or not you want to add aluminum parts or braces or bigger motors or anything to it, make it yours, have fun. Don't listen to the people out there trying to tell you you're wrong because you did it differently than them. Who cares about them? Have fun, enjoy the hobby, guys. That's what it's all about. Not about who's got the best car, who's got the fastest car, whatever. It's about having fun, and that's what I do, and if you guys don't like it, hey, make the car how you want to. I'm going to make mine how I want. But guys, that's going to do it for the video today, guys. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.